And we are back to the second part, yep. Arriving once more on the fossil island, so to speak. And that, yes, indeed. But yeah, I gotta say, as far as actual quest progressing goes and that, you know, with this quest, it's like Dragon Slayer 2, it's not the kind of quest that bugs the fuck out of you in terms of puzzles. Like, what I would reckon the next one would do, you know, seeing it's a sequel to The Mooning's End Part 2 and all, nor is it's not quite the kind of agility, kind of madness, like, bloody hell. It's not quite the agility madness like the, how would you say it, the first one was, like Monkey Madness 2 and that, you know, there was a lot of agility bullshit in that, you know, but of course, considering the nature of the monkeys, you know, agility and all, it kind of makes sense where it's Dragon Slayer is all about the combat, you know, the good old fights and monsters. So you're not going to get disappointed as far as that front's concerned. Certainly not. And that, but oh damn. There we go. So as far as what there is also that, yeah, that nice mushroom forest scenery, you know, indeed. Would make for a nice kind of scenic shot if I could get the kind of right, I don't know how you would say it. You know, I was thinking there in terms of all the statistics stuff and that, you know, getting the nice skill screenshots and that, you know. There's some pretty good places I've got for some, but for others it's like, yeah, I don't know, I mean, if I had to hazard a guess, it wouldn't be too bad a place for Herblord and that, you know, potions and, well, maybe, but, I mean, who the fuck knows, and that, you know, chances are it's going to be another good 3 or 4 years before I can get maxed. And that's assuming everything goes to plan. I mean, I'm not even sure on that. We're working on, I think it's highly unrealistic, but what you gonna do? Oh yeah, this is a, I think this is, yeah, Lithkren and that. Fuck, I just hope I'm pronouncing that right, Lithkren and that, because I feel like, yeah, I wasn't really paying attention in regards to the name and that, you know, but I know roughly what it sounds like. Yeah, this, you might actually recognise this very place here and that, this sort of iconic buildings and all, from, I want to say it was a Tale of Two Cats and that, you know, with regards to the flashbacks from, yeah, Bob the Cat, you might recognise that sort of one, the Panther and all, and indeed you'll be seeing more of that later on, I can assure you that much. And that, but yes, indeed. Seeing what is very much, yeah, that's kind of, you know, it's like endgame material right here with the looks of the buildings, also grandiose doors indeed. Oh man, yeah, I have to admit, as far as, like, I am glad for what it's worth, although I wouldn't have minded seeing it back then, you know, with the YouTubers covering like Mr. Mamo, a friend and all that, going for the quests and that, they didn't really show very much. And if any at all, like, they just showed some of the porn bits, like, you know, the bosses and that, but everything else, like, these kind of largely left unnoticed, so to me it was still largely new. And yeah, seeing how, oh yeah, of course there is indeed books. And yes, oh yes, we're not shying away from that one either. Oh dear. But so, I suppose while we're going through the shenanigans here in Lithkren, I may as well cover yet more news, because we just barely got started last time. Tell you that much. So, as far as how to start off, yes. Oh boy, here's a fun one, yeah. Sir Pugger was caught stealing remastered songs from, I can't remember the YouTuber, was it Crispy RS Music, I think? Yeah, Crispy RS Music. And, you know, I'll be honest, I didn't really hear the guy in that, and there's a whole discussion to be had about that, you know, taking remastered songs from something that actually belongs to Jagex, but yeah, there was a whole drama about him, but was it? Yeah, that was it. Basically, Sir Pugger was not willing to give credit to this guy in his videos, despite being asked to by the original creator. I feel like both sides are a bit of a funny way in that, you know, like one's like just basically nicking somebody else who in turn kind of nicked, yeah, what I'll say is nicked from Jagex, but then put a little spin in it, so it's like, one's kind of being a bit of a twist, like they're doing taking the vast amount of work from somebody else, but there's just enough to kind of change it around, whereas somebody else is just basically just straight up whoosh, and just not even giving credit. So it's kind of a funny one. Is that enough to give credit, or there's a whole debate to be oh dear. Yeah, there's a whole debate to be had about that, and it's a very much fun one indeed. And also there's location of Bob the cat. Yeah, the one you just saw at the start of the video, and also that trying to add what I think might have been a Venezuelan. I can't resist those opportunities indeed, but this whole fucking thing, like, yeah, trying to locate. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like with this enchanted cat mouse thing to try and locating Bob the cat, it's a bit wonky. Like, you see here, I kind of go roughly to where it is, and that, but it still feels like, I thought, oh, he'll be around here. Nope, he just wasn't, and I looked around every building, and no, he was, yeah, see, look here, it's like, alright, so he's in southeast, like looking up the map, seeing if he's maybe, in Varrock, and that, so I do, go to where he is, and he's not there, so, alright, yep, not there indeed, so check Falador, and nope, he's not there either. Like, these are the kind of southeastern locations I was trying to go for, and then, fucking behold, he's right in the opposite direction. It's like, what the fuck is going on? It's just, god damn. Bob, what are you doing, mate? What are you fucking doing? I even tried bloody Bertholt, which I don't think he appears at, but just to try and get a rough idea on its location. And I found him so easy the first time. And yeah, here he's like a bloody nightmare to locate. See, look, he'll be right at the west and that. Or close enough, but yeah, it's like, you see here, it's just, Jesus Christ. Yeah, see, look. And he's in bloody, what's it? Not Bertholt. Bertholt's the place. Yeah, and then it turns out, no, actually, he is in Bertholt. I just fucking lied to me. It's like, bloody hell. Not a reliable one indeed. But here we are, yeah, Catherby, that's where I thought he was at. But, indeed, so much like a tale of two cats, yeah, very much so, we find ourselves in very much in communication with Bob the cat. I will say this and that, for how long was it Bob's been around and that, obviously I know that his original history was to do with, yeah, very much, and I think, I want to say it was Andrew Gower's cat and that, and I guess just wanted to have his little cat play a little part in, RuneScape and that, which over time built up to be its own thing and that, like, that's Bob's own legacy and that, though unfortunately, as every story needs to have its conclusion, so to speak, and Bob's one's sort of met his match here, and now with Dragon Slayer 2. Man, I will try not to say too much, but it's very much in the same vein as what they did with, I believe it was Neite from the last one, yes. Modric's favourite little creation indeed, and based on a real person, and that just is Bob the Cat's based on a real cat, which, well, I don't know what to say about that, but having since it's been a good while, assuming he was released, if he was created in 2003, would have been about 17 years, so make with that as you will, but indeed, we're going back to Menopause to talk to the Sphinx and that in regards to, I think it was trying to get Bob's memories or something and that, to start off this whole thing about searching for key pieces and that, to unlock that grandiose door indeed. So, whilst that big farce is going on, and that, yeah, I figure I'll let bloody hell, my voice is cracking out. Whilst I let this play onwards, and that, with regards to the whole fun shenanigans, and that, which might include the dream sequence if this hurries up quick enough, I may as well cover the whole, oh right, this was it. Yeah, Sir Pugget. So the thing about it that really caught my attention was the fact that the Dread I Dread at the time, and that, which was made by Crispy R's Music himself, was suspiciously censored by the the moderators of the subreddit and that, which I have on, actually, you know what, fuck it, I'll just mention it straight away. Recently, Reddit, initially I thought it was a subreddit, by subreddit kind of changing, but no, recently, Reddit as a whole, actually not that long ago, just like a week ago, and that, yeah, fun enough, exactly a whole year, and that fun enough, 3 whole years, since, the announcement for this very fucking quest came out, 23rd September 2020, they came out with the whole, what was it, Reddit announced that basically, due to, I don't know, it was some harassment and that across multiple Reddits and that, they decided that they would be censoring, censoring, they're basically, the list is no longer as public. I think it depends on that. I'm not sure if it's just fully outright, or if you're a moderator you can see it, or, it implies that if you're not blocked on the subreddit you can see it, which, hint hint, yes, virtue power, I've been blocked on it since last year, with a not so fortunate encounter with the Jadine, and she who I believe got the run-up nomination for the this year's artist kind of thing, which I don't want to come across as petty and not saying like, I shouldn't even deserve that, but in a way I'm kind of glad it was only runner-up. It's like saying, you got decent talents, which I'll admit, but you're just not quite there, it's the kind of same thing with how people are glad fucking, Odablock's not like one of the top, nominated content creators, because he sets a very bad example. He is a good content creator, possibly, to some a really decent, fantastic one, but he doesn't represent a good image for those Runescape community. That matters, you don't want to be giving a fucking award to somebody who promotes some of the more unhealthy and bad aspects, toxic aspects of your community. So, and also this whole trying to get goatweed again for the potion. Oh man, not as hard as it looks, but certainly it's a tricky one nonetheless. But so there's a whole contention about moderators. Like, I will say to some degree they do have a hard job, which goes against my argument, but it's the whole point of trying to put yourself in their shoes and that. But I feel like that often kind of ties in with the whole being selective kind of thing. Like, this one is alright, talk shit about this PK or that person, but you talk about this person I like. That's when the banhammer comes in, and it's like they choose. They don't force the rules evenly, and that's what makes a really bad one. It's not like I would rather have somebody who just didn't give a shit, just let all like Jagex what's doing right now with a lot of mute-worthy cases. Instead of being selective about it, which is what a good number of player moderators unfortunately kind of do, as well as others. It's like, the selective nature of things, trying to ring out the competition and all. But alas, so moving on from that big story, we've got another big high right here and that. So does anyone actually no? I know you have to ask that. Everybody remembers the now former Jagex moderator Modmac K, and he who fought back against the microtransactions quite heavily, and ever since his departure, I want to say last year, and that there's been a big shift in the work culture, and that just in regards to how people, employees of Jagex kind of approach it. They're kind of more, it's not that they're as full in support of it, but they're now starting to maybe accept some middle ground kind of compromise kind of situations where it's like, I say this and that. The reason why bonds are good is kind of a two mixed ground. It's like, one obviously provides a unilateral benefit to, people, like, you get people who wouldn't be able to pay for it, get, membership for free, via gold, and the other one being that people, who want GP can do so in a way that's fair. It's not like, straight up cash and that, it's like how much people want to pay, which varies from 3 to 6 mil depending on the time of day and all here, it's that kind of thing. But the other purpose is a bit more of and this is something I didn't bring up before, it was actually to do with how, between Jagex and the very greedy shareholders, investors indeed, and this was before even Chinese got involved by this was 2015 when IVP, the American ones were still in charge. They must have came to some sort of agreement where, alright, we have to monetize it somehow. And, there's a whole contention topic to be made with regards to monetization. It's like, do you really need to when years ago it wasn't like that? You know, have costs really shot that much, or is it kind of a pretend make thing? Also, yeah, indeed, getting back to the dream world and that, where indeed I think mini boss fights coming up so soon, so have fun watching that and that. But yeah, so essentially, oh yeah, also not Bob, yeah, White Cat. Actually, funny enough, that is just exactly like that first cat that I had, and that, you know, going through Monkey Manor when I was a kitten before, shortly after growing up into a full cat, and that, you know. So funny to see him appear here, and that instead of the name I gave him, it's not Bob, and that. So, god damn. So, yeah. So as far as other contention topic with bonds, generally speaking, it's to do with the fact that as far as bonds are concerned, this was IP's way of monetizing the old school RuneScape community. So it's like, how do you get this obvious form of microtransaction? Albeit it's a benevolent one, but still one that indeed a transaction that could be considered micro, but alas, you know, so how do they fit that in exactly? Well, that's where they dangle a little shiny key that is free to play. It's like, oh, you want all these big numbers coming in? Oh, we'll give you it if you let us put in bonds. And they did a good job, actually. That's the thing. It's like, it's not a case of, oh, you know, cosmetics locked behind. It's not, you know, experience kind of stuff or any kind of stupid benefits. It's just free membership. But the catch is, obviously, for those who want to pay real money, they can provide that to others. And that, you know. Oh, damn. Also getting hit fucking hard with that fucking protect range, but you'll see it. So I didn't know how to avoid the start first. And you see her get walloped. Yeah, whoosh. And yeah, fuck me. It also turns off prayer, which is fun. And it's like, holy fuck. Yeah, alright. Not to spoil anything, but yeah, this fight does not go well. And I will say that much. It's a bit of a fucking disaster. Yeah, see, look, I'm too slow here. And whoosh. And it's like, holy fuck. Yeah, I just teleported out. So that was a bit of a fun one. But you know what? Alright. You think, okay, now I'm ready, which, yeah, I kind of am. More food, you know, like, generally, I know also the balance goes to spec the fuck out of the guy, so he's easier to hit. Yeah, look what happens here on that, you know. I don't feel how it'll look on here, but it doesn't look very good. So, alright, see here. So I thought, alright, you know, just hide here, you know. But nah. Yeah, if you kind of hide, he just summons you if you're not ready. Yeah, see if that's his attack and now. And look. And it hits that. So that's where the fun comes in. And that, trying to avoid it. But yeah, despite having this knowledge, I still lose. So, how is that then? How was that? Well, it'll probably play out quite soon. I don't know how far I got into the fight. And no, I was probably like shortly after and just taking the opportunity to heal on that. Yeah. Oh man. I may as well just kind of talk about Mod Matt K. Meanwhile, yes. So, as far as what our Mod Matt K's been up to and that, I forget the clan's name, and there was some sort of private peeking clan for him. But essentially, yeah, this clan, you might know what I'm already leading to here. Yeah, this clan. Oh yeah, this is it here, yeah. So, essentially, yeah, I went to AFK. And yeah, because I got sort of interrupted with some important fucking phone call, and I forgot to teleport out. Yep. Dead. And that was just embarrassing. Like, I could have, like, yeah, didn't even get the fucking phone call. And it was, not fun, but yeah, thankfully, it works like with Warcraft and so, you know, like you have to pay a specific death fee and that. And this one is not even 100k, I think it's only 60, but still, it hurts, you know, like, I could have easily not died to that, you know, but for some fucking reason, let's see, what's the cost fee? We're fucking low delete all that shit. No, actually, it's 100k, damn. Well, 100k is not really much, and but that death was just fucking stupid, and that could have been wholly avoidable, but alas, it is what it is. So, indeed. But yeah, our fellow Mod Matt K, what's he been up to? So, he actually set it off by this proud clan to do a sort of Q&A session, or rather ask me anything kind of session on their forums, which I have my suspicions with that. I mean, just generally the fact that there's a lot of weird business in regards to, how would one put it, it's the fact that when you sign in, there's usually ways of trying your IP, and they can get other information that you wouldn't normally think they would be able to, but it's generally, a lot of it's quite suspect. So I've never been one to really join clans, never mind go on their fucking forums and that, all that business, just deal on Discord, and that's how I prefer it, and I think that's how it really should be, and that, truth be told. But yeah, people brought this up and that, and what is it? It kind of, some people are making a bit of extreme comparison that this had a sort of flashback to, yes, the now notorious mod Jed, and his relationship with the equally notorious Realm of Terror. Though I don't think it's quite like that, but it raises an eyebrow. Just, it makes you wonder, because Mormac is not a stupid man, and he knows the implications of him doing, like, it's the fact he accepted that he agrees with it, more or less. It's like, it's not as if, okay, we can make a kind of compromise, or at least let them be more upfront about it. Like, no, you just accepted it for whatever reason. I dare say there was some reward he got for it that was worthwhile. I don't want to say bribe in the form of money or favours, but anyway. So yeah, indeed, this is it. Yeah, Lithkren, so actually I was right with that one. Not Lithkren or Lithwritten, but yeah, the Dragonkin. So indeed, this is it right here. So, as far as how this indeed goes and that, it's very much, the epic battle indeed. But I suppose I might have to actually cut into this one and resume, because I'm about to run out of recording space. So, yep, I'll see you next time, and well, let's see how it goes, eh? Tell it, folks.